Hey everyone, today we're going to do a quick unboxing and review of Port Royale, new game by Firelock Games. I backed the Kickstarter, so some of the stuff I'm going to show off in this you aren't necessarily going to get within the main box. But I did go pretty slim on this one, so you're going to get everything except I think the weapon upgrades. This is the Firelock Games Port Royale Kickstarter. Finally got it. I'm excited to see what's inside. For those that don't know, Firelock Games makes Blood and Plunder. I have quite a bit of Blood and Plunder on my game shelf, and I also have quite a bit of it that I still need to paint, like a lot of things. So, first impressions, it's a pretty dense package. It's my packing list. I just backed for the core set. Looks like extra sprue of weapons here. A quick cheat sheet for the game rules. It's pretty thick cardstock. Now let's get on to the actual box. Box art is pretty nice. It's pretty hefty. What I'm most excited for is that punch out terrain to see how good it is. So, for those that don't know, Blood and Plunder is a war game for pirates, essentially. It has rules for both combat and then ship combat as well. And they have really nice resin cast ships as well as plastic kits. Open the box and see what's inside. Okay, got a bunch of stuff in plastic. It looks like that's our punch out terrain, map board. Interesting. Okay. We'll set that aside to start. This looks like our rule book, which I'll go ahead and pop open here. So this is actually the first time I've had one of the rule books that hasn't been hardback, but page quality feels nice. I'll have to look into the rules a little more later and talk about them. Got some 10-sided dice, 2 white and 4 black. I imagine that's important. And then for the actual miniatures that come with this, if you back the other Kickstarter they did with the where they initially brought everything to plastic, this won't be anything necessarily new. Bases everywhere. Bases everywhere. So this isn't anything new. This is their Sailor Sprue, which I haven't actually put together myself, but I have heard people complain a bit about it, saying it's difficult. To me, it doesn't look difficult, but I do probably still need to put them together myself to judge. But And then you also have the extra sprue from the Blood and Plunder Kickstarter they did as well. So you have Blackbeard and Abbott, some casualty markers, a captain, as well as just some terrain, some extra heads, arms, etc. Now, let's look at this punch-out terrain and the rest of the goodies we got in here. Oops, looks like I do have to cut it. So this is what I'm actually really excited for. Highly recommend having a trash can next to your crafting desk. So first, we got a map of Port Royal. Try to get this in frame for you. Then you got a fold-out battle map, which I'm kind of surprised it's not double-sided, to be honest. It is a thick material, though. It feels like it should hold up. It looks 3x3. Oh no, it's only 2x2. Instructions for your pop-out terrain. Some markers as well as measuring tools. And here's your terrain. So that actually looks pretty good. I'm gonna put what's on here? A1. Do A1 and A, building A, and just see. Oh, interesting. Okay. I've personally never done pop-out terrain. It just generally it costs about the same as, well, to be honest, 3D printing. Which this Kickstarter did actually come with 3D printed terrain as well. Similar, I believe, same buildings. I have not had a chance to print those yet, though. We're just going to do one of these just to... Ooh, that's actually really good looking on that side. And just transparency's sake, I don't have any kind of relationship with Firelock games. I have bought actually most of their games, though, or at least I wouldn't say most. I bought most of the Blood and Plunder stuff. They have several games I've never played, but have looked at. Oh, interesting. It's kind of tough to get in. Okay, there we go. Press that in. Oh, that's pretty handy. Just have a nice little corner building, ruined corner. Be right back. Alright guys, we're back. And I put together the terrain. I went ahead and threw down some of my old metal Firelock games, Blood and Plunder minis, just to kind of get a feel for how the terrain looked once you had full color minis on it. I didn't have time to paint up the ones I put together from this set. I will say, I do like the miniatures from this set. My one complaint about them, they're sitting right over there, you don't have all the options that you do in the book for equipment. One of the big things missing, you don't have rapiers, you don't have daggers was a big one, which looking at the items and the equipment that you can choose from, I honestly think daggers are probably going to be in most people's list just because they are a bonus item that you get for free, and it's a bonus item that gives you parry, which I assume most people who are going to be running rifles or muskets or anything else are likely going to want that as an option, just because it's a free item that gives you +1 to your saves. But I think as far as putting together the miniatures that came with it, I know a lot of people said they had a hard time with it. Personally, I didn't have an issue. That said, I use plastic cement. I know a lot of people probably try to use super glue, which for plastic minis, I just highly recommend only using plastic cement where possible, just because you get the work time, you can do all that. I mean, a lot of you probably already know that, though. Overall, I love the cardboard terrain that comes with this, or chipboard, I think it's technically. The prints on it are really great. I only had an issue with one of the buildings kind of separating a little bit on the balcony here, but otherwise it looks great, and I don't understand why more starter sets don't include terrain like this. I can't imagine it's the most expensive to produce, and also it's great for starting, like, people getting into the hobby. Like, you can have a board of terrain, and I didn't even put all of it together. There's a lot more low walls and high walls that you can put together and add, but I mean, overall, guys, this is a pretty good starter set. I'd highly recommend it. I will say my main complaints, you don't have a lot of options with the Sailor's kit that comes with it, and even the upgrade sprue. I mean, you get a generic captain, and then you get a generic I say generic. You get Blackbeard, and the Blackbeard especially, there's not a lot of room to kit bash, because his arms are kind of molded into his side and what have you. So let's just go over things again real quick. I mean, as far as what comes in the box, you get enough for about 2 teams worth of miniatures. You get terrain to play on. You get a colored battle mat, and the terrain's pre-colored, so you don't even have to do any painting or building out of the box. Well, building as far as like gluing. This all just push fit together. As far as cons go, I don't think the plastic kits are as good as they could be for this specific game. As I said, I wish there was more weapon options in the Sailor box, and I even looked through the other box they make, and it's hard to find some of the options that you can potentially take with your units in the various factions. Another con for me, as I said, as far as actual fancy captains go, you get Blackbeard, and then you get a pretty generic captain. I do wish they included some sort of more customizable captain. On their website, they do have various sprues of, like, a single sprue captain that you can build with a bunch of different options, but honestly, even looking at those, I don't like the pose of them that much. They're kind of just, you get this option, so it's like, okay, they're going to hold their stuff out like this every single time. I wish they had more of a actual command sprue that had more of the options as far as, like, maybe I want my captain to have a pistol, or maybe I want my captain to be holding a rifle. Yeah. That's my main complaint. Otherwise, honestly, it's a fantastic starter set. Miniatures are well detailed. The terrain, it's pushboard. It's great. Like, pre-printed, pre-everything. You're ready to play the game out of the box, with the exception of you have to build the minis, of course. But that's pretty standard for wargaming. How would I compare this? Oh, you also get a full rule book. Big plus. You get the tools for measurements and tokens. And, I mean, honestly, you get everything you need to play the game. So, I would say as far as the starter set goes, that's a big win. A lot lot of times today, starter sets don't actually include everything you need to play the game. So I think that's all for me today, guys. Hey, if you want to support me and what I do, I've got a small web shop. You can support me there. Also, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.